Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casual Conversation.
With GNA.
So, today, you guys like my shirt? So, I guess UFOs are back on the radar. Um, we are going to talk about the newly released UFO report that was due today.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think, Eileen?
What do I think about it? I feel like
Was it everything you wanted
it
and dreamed of?
it wasn't, and I feel like that was to be expected, but I do feel it was like what people thought it was gonna be for sure. Like what it was gonna say. What a lot of people felt that it
I
was
mean,
gonna.
I kind of thought, we're expecting too much from them to come out and be like, "Hey, there's aliens and they're out to get you." Right?
Yeah,
Like,
so
can you imagine what that would do to people that are not
that's
UFO enthusiasts
yeah, that's a
or
pretty yeah,
enthusiasts, I guess it's the word.
it would be pretty intense as a first blow to throw to the public. So I feel like it is what it is. And yeah, I feel like it was to be
I
expected, to
think
be
it was
honest.
it was definitely what I was expecting for
Yeah,
sure,
for
because
sure.
I was not expecting for them to out,
Yeah,
come out and
something
say,
extreme.
right, like
So yeah, it was pretty yeah, you know.
pretty vague.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was broad.
So, so this report was requested. Was it by Donald Trump?
I'm
It
not
was
sure.
requested, and they said, "Okay, you guys have to do an investigation on these aerial phenomenons that people are seeing around the world or in the United States, I guess."
Yeah.
So, after I don't know what, a year, I don't know how long it's been since they've been
Yeah.
researching. I mean, for this report, but they finally decided to release it, and it's called the Preliminary Assessment of Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon.
And I feel like it is exactly that, a assessment of what they think is going on. So yeah,
So,
they're kind of just trying to assess the situation,
right.
what is
So
going
you
on.
think there's going to be more to it?
I feel there is, for a simple fact that they did title it preliminary. So maybe this is kind of like a prologue of the chapters to come. So maybe like hey, this is what we started off noticing,
Yeah.
and then maybe they'll get into probably some of the cases, some of the reports that they mentioned. That's what I think, because they do have quite some numbers there of like reports, so maybe that's what is going to be
Released
yeah,
later future.
more information
Maybe I'm
about them.
thinking maybe next year they might release more. I mean, I don't know. It's up to them. They're the ones that
Or yeah,
decide.
they're the ones who are researching. So
But okay, so how many pages was it, Eileen?
okay, so it was 4 pages. I mean, if you're counting like nine total if you're counting like the appendix and all that stuff. And honestly, I thought it was going to be longer. I thought it was going to be like about 70 pages, but yeah, it was short and to the point. I feel 4 pages, I mean, come on, it was
So
pretty.
Eileen, when I initially showed her, like I sent her, because this morning I was waiting for it all morning.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, they're going to release it today, and I want to be, first in line to see it. Um, so I think I found it about like 4 p.m. this afternoon. So I sent it to Eileen, and Eileen, it was funny because she said, "This is like a joke report,
Yeah, it's because it just seemed like, I don't
like
know.
a high school project."
To me, it just seemed like something out of the movies. Like, oh, we're gonna unclassify the classified. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just like it seemed like a movie to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
I don't
like a
know.
script or something, or
Yeah,
maybe something they
like
show in a UFO movie.
yeah,
Like,
like
hey, you know, okay. Um, so pretty much, what do you think? Basically, like, what was what was said? What was the the
Okay,
whole culprit of it.
so we get into it. I feel like um mostly like what they're saying in the beginning is that that they don't know what it is. Like they're like pretty inconclusive about what's going on, but that also they don't feel like they have had sufficient research, that they haven't done like enough research, because they feel like whoever is out there watching this, they're not there to like report things like that. You know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
not like their like primary job. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So like I Navy, things like that it's not like they're not set up with like the best equipment to analyze like UAPs. It's mostly like they're just there to do their job, but if they catch something, it might be hard to research it because they weren't equipped for that. So that's kind of what
Mm-hmm.
I got. And the fact that it was kind of inconclusive, that they're not even sure like what was going on, because
Mm-hmm.
for the simple fact that, again, you need to like research. And I feel like that's very scientific too. I feel like
Right.
scientists are like that. Like scientists, they really
Once
want to have evidence, that they're
clear
in, yeah,
evidence, right?
yeah, things that are, clear cut, so that they can make a decision. They can come to a conclusion. And I feel like the other part of it was just that they plan to expand
Their
research.
research, right?
Yeah, for what can be explained, but they also provide a bit of things of like, oh, it might be this, might be that, right?
Yeah. So
So
they provide kind of like reasoning to what they think it
yeah.
was or what they think it might be, which is kind of annoying to me because, okay, here they don't want to speculate on what it is. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want to say clearly, oh, it's UFOs or it's unidentified. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely like not anything we know.
Mm-hmm.
But yet they speculate that it could be all these.
Yeah, so I feel like the options are like, oh, it could be like some of these, mundane things, but maybe it might be other. And other can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a half and half type of situation.
We just want to say hi to Under Noticed. They
Hello.
sent us a comment. Pretty interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
that is
want to
pretty
share your
interesting.
UFO
Yeah.
experiences, we're always open to hear those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like it was kind of disappointing. I mean, but I kind of feel like it's also a win because, hey, UFAs and UFOs are out there, like
Yeah.
they're putting out information on these phenomenons. So I think that that's like a step
Forward, you
forward
feel?
than I feel like it's more of a step forward than backward. Um, but the thing that I read was that they think that a lot of it was sensor errors, that they were just looking at things that weren't really like their technology systems was having some
Mm-hmm.
faults in it. I don't know. So that's some of their what I read on it, and also um, they think that they can potentially be a safety hazard to flights,
Yeah.
civilian flights. So they can pose a danger. That kind of gets me thinking because it's like, well, these things have been seen by people for years. Like
Yeah.
and they've never tried to do anything about it. If they pose such a, like a danger to flights, wouldn't they have maybe like some sort of like safety reporting or maybe emergency like plan in place in case, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
like
Um, and I forgot to mention that what the report had said was that they were focusing on, you know, um, reports from 2004 till 2021, right? So
right.
that's the time frame that they chose.
But see, and that's the thing because I know that, okay, so they came up with what it could be, right? So they added this to the report. These are some of the things that it could be, or we for sure, um what is it? figured out that one of them was a balloon. What did
Yeah.
they say? A big balloon, like
Yeah,
I don't
some
know.
deflated balloon or something like
Yeah.
that.
So okay, so that was definitely like they had no like they were positive about that one. Okay, it's a
Yeah.
balloon. But so they also said that, did you want to talk about those or do you want me to talk about? Because I wrote them in detail.
Okay.
So this is what they wrote, that what these items could be that people are seeing in the sky, or that aviation pilots are seeing. So one of the things they said was a large deflating balloon, which we
Yeah.
talked about. And they said that that's a for sure, right?
Mhm.
That they saw. The next would be airborne clutter. Okay, what do you mean by that? Airborne
Yeah,
clutter.
airborne clutter.
They added some information on what that could be. They said they said birds, balloons, and aerial like I guess things, I don't know, bags, things like that. That is what they added. So that's what they think.
Yeah. So birds, balloon, recreational unmanned aerial vehicles,
Aerial vehicles.
airborne debris like
so what is it, like
plastic
floating freaking like airplanes that nobody's flying?
plastic bags,
Or it could be clutter from airplane. I don't
the
know.
muddle, a scene effect, operability.
Okay. So that's what
Uh-huh.
the airborne clutter. So then they said, okay, it could also be atmospheric phenomena, right? What does that mean?
That's a good point right there. That the airborne
Oh,
clutter could be space
yes,
debris.
that's true. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah, that
Like
makes sense.
Under Notice said that there's a lot of stuff in space,
Mhm.
kind of like the ocean, and that's definitely true. Let's see. And then so they also said the atmospheric phenomena, ice crystals.
Ice crystals.
Yeah, ice
Yeah.
crystals.
Moisture,
Moisture.
thermal fluctuations.
I want to know. See, that's pretty interesting. Is there really like ice crystals up in the sky? Like
in space?
not in well, because airplanes are seeing these. So how would you see an ice? Like, why would that be an ice crystal? Maybe like an ice. Maybe like it's so the airplane is flying so high that it starts to like frost a little bit, and it becomes
Maybe.
icy in their windshield. Like I don't know, dude. Like, what does that mean? Ice crystals. I want more. I want more. I want more information on that, please. Not enough to be observed. Yeah. And then, so the thermal fluctuations, okay, so it could be hot
Mhm.
and it can be cold. I mean, I don't know, like, so that's okay. So the next one they said was
The USG or industry developmental programs.
uh-huh.
So it says some UAP observations could be attributable to developments and classified programs by US entities. We are unable to confirm, however, that these systems accounted for any of the UAP reports we collected.
So they're pretty much saying that the US industry development, like those could be classified programs, but there's no evidence that us as a government are working on any classified programs. So I don't know. Like could it be maybe so pretty much is what they're saying. Maybe not. It could be
Mhm.
us, but we're not telling you. Like whatever. And then the
Foreign
other
adversary
yeah, the foreign
systems.
adversary, which would be China and Russia's maybe crafts or highly high tech technology that they
Uh-huh.
have out there.
Which
But
I feel like that could be a possibility.
okay, so let's say that's a possibility. Let's say it's China and Russia. They have high tech,
Mhm.
whatever, airborne, um, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, how, like, my thought is people have been seeing these objects since the 1940s. So are you telling, yeah, advanced technology from China. So are you guys telling me that China and Russia have had this technology since the 1940s? Like,
I don't know. I feel like, since they are adversaries, you wouldn't really be aware of what they have. You know what I mean? I don't
yeah,
know.
but
I just
that's
feel
what
like
I
it could
think.
be a
That's what I'm
possibility.
saying though. How did they come up with this technology so far back and not use it
That's
against us or weaponize it to like try to attack the US? You know, like I don't know, like that just seems unlikely to me. Like really
mhm.
like it could be them that have all this. But
Yeah.
we've been seeing UFOs, UFAs since like the 1940s and 1950s.
Uh-huh.
And you're now like I don't know, that's just
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
whatever.
yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Um and then so the last part says unknown.
Yeah, the catch-all other, right?
Mhm.
Um bin. Yeah, the catch-all other bin. So, you want me to just go ahead and read all that info
What is it? How?
right here?
Yeah, just go ahead and read it.
Okay, so other. Although most of the UAP described in our data sets probably remain unidentified due to limited data or challenges to collection, processing, or analysis, we may require additional specific scientific knowledge to successfully collect on, analyze, and characterize some of them. We would group such objects in this category pending scientific advances that allow us to better understand them. The UAPTF intends to focus additional analysis on the small number of cases where the UAP appeared to display unusual flight characteristics or signature management.
Okay, so basically what they're saying is the unknown portion is because we can't figure it out because we don't have enough technology
Yeah,
or we're not that advanced to figure out what it is, right?
yeah.
So pretty much they're saying, yeah, we don't know what else it could be.
Hmm.
So, okay. I
It could
mean,
be other, but they don't have like
is
enough
there
to see what that
leniency?
other means.
Is there
Right?
leniency to say that maybe it's,
Something more.
yeah, extraterrestrials visiting our planet? All right. So, I
So
mean,
then, I mean, after that, right? They get into the flight safety.
yeah, and I want to talk about like the sightings. So we did talk about that, but so they were saying that a lot of the issues
Oh
that
yeah.
they're finding um is that not enough military or aviators are reporting these incidences, and
Uh
that's
huh.
because they fear being ridiculed or
Uh,
fear
it
um
affecting their reputation,
right,
right?
that, oh look, old boy over there is like saying he sees
Yeah.
aliens, that it's a
Yeah.
UFO. So, which totally makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that say, oh, it's just whatever, it's something. If there was aliens, we would have known by now. The government would have said something. So I totally understand them not wanting to say anything. Um, but this is what this report is
Yeah.
stating, that, they're not reporting it enough. The-
So it was placed under the section of the UAP collection challenges. So these were some of the challenges that they faced, and here's the first sentence on that: social cultural stigmas and censor limitations remain obstacles to collect data on UAP. And then yeah, they get into the narratives, right? And how they feel it might affect them through um
Through their investigations.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Reputational
yeah,
risk.
and the scientific pursuit of the topic, and they have limited information because they haven't been able to have enough witnesses, military witnesses, or even aviation that wants to report on it.
Yeah, and the second one, right, about the sensors and not being fully equipped, right? Sensors mounted on U.S. military platforms are typically designed to fulfill specific missions. As a result, those sensors are not generally suited for identifying UAPs. So, yeah, they just don't feel like they.
Have enough technology
Yeah.
to figure out what they are. Um, so I wanted to talk because this is also mentioned in the report that there is unusual patterns of flight from these objects. So this is what they've observed, and that they have characteristics like that they can stay still in high wind areas.
Wow.
They have considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. And they've also captured radio frequency that was picked up by our military crafts or military, I don't know, what is it, the military airplanes
Yeah, maybe,
or
but
yeah, or aviation. So, which is pretty interesting. I mean, if they give out like some sort of radio frequency, that's kind of like, you know,
mhm.
why? Okay. So, um, and also they also put in the report that there's multiple types of UAP. So there's multiple types of
Mhm.
unidentified aerial phenomenons. So that's pretty interesting. Because they're not saying that there's only one or there's only one type, that there's a lot of multiple types that there could be out there that they can't really investigate because they don't have the means or the technology to do it or enough witnesses that are coming forward.
Yeah.
So they have insufficient information to attribute incidents for specific explanations. And also, they have 11 reports of near misses with a UAP. And this is
And
from flight
yeah,
from
from
aviation.
pilots.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting because that's what I was thinking as well. The pilots are mostly the ones that are in the air, and I thought, what if they see something? So that's interesting to know that there was 11 reports from
Right.
pilots.
And I think also they're encouraging more pilots and more of our military to come out and, you know, um, report these incidents or report these sightings. That way they have a clear
Yeah.
picture of when it's happening. What I'm trying to think maybe more of like what time of year it's happening more often, or have more extensive research on what's happening, right? When
Yeah.
are they seeing these things? When are they more prone to having near misses with them?
And, it said here that the USAF began a 6-month pilot program in November of 2020 to collect in the most likely areas to encounter UAP, and is evaluating how to normalize future collection, reporting, and analysis across the entire Air Force. So that's
So
pretty
they're
interesting,
working
right? Yeah.
towards it. So hopefully, I want to see more.
Yeah,
I
that'd
want
be
to see more
interesting.
specifics on what they're finding from now on, because if they're getting more, they're trying to investigate it further. So I'm thinking that we're going to know and hear more about this in the near future. So I'm kind of excited. What
Yeah.
do you think?
I
What do you
think it's,
make out of all this situation?
I don't really know what to make of it because, it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
But, if it is some advanced technology, that'd be pretty cool to see what that's like, right? To see how that works, right?
Yeah.
If they present that to the public, that'd be pretty interesting. Like, oh, here's this ship that, that works different, right? This spacecraft.
That has insane speed.
Yeah.
Insane technology. It picks up radio frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have under notice the saying that it's confirmation, and I agree. It's definitely confirmation
Mhm.
that there are things that are being seen up there. And also not only like pilots are seeing this or our military, It's a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of like uh sightings. There's been different shapes, like we said in the one of our prior videos.
Yeah.
They've seen different shapes. I mean, what do you
I feel like it's just numerous sightings for just, the public too as well.
And what I find interesting too is people that have abduction stories, right? Of like alien abduction. They see these crafts and they have these amazing maneuvers and they have this substantial speed that is
Mhm.
not, that nothing that we know or are aware of
Yeah,
can do.
can
So
master things
don't you
like
think
that.
that's interesting though?
That is interesting. It is interesting. So that's what I'm saying. If there was information on these spacecrafts and how they function, that'd be cool to know. Something
It's kind of
that's
scary
not
too
common.
because like let's say if we do get a hold of the technology, I mean, what are we going to use it for? Are we going to use it for good?
And then it makes me think if people would really trip out on that, like, where do you get this type of, like,
Technology.
yeah, where does it come from if it's not from here, and things like that. It just leads to more questions, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I kind of understand like why they're kind of redacting things or they're trying to not share too much because I feel like it would cause some uproar for sure. Like I think there would be some people who get scared or they're afraid and they'll be like, "Hey, doomsday is coming," you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the report? Did anybody read it?
That'd be good to
What's
know.
your take on it?
Yeah.
Because I think it's definitely interesting that we're talking more about this, and I hope, like I said, that we hear more in the near future. It was straight to the point, I want to say,
Yeah, I feel like
except the
concise.
only part was that there's really no answer,
Yeah, it's just inconclusive.
right? So,
Yeah, and I feel
what do
like
you?
I feel like people just, always want answers.
I want an answer.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think deep down, a lot of people know whether it's believable. I mean, what they believe, what they um what they think about it, like I feel like deep down people know that there's more out there and they're
Yeah.
just kind of like yeah, but I'll put it in the back burner because it's not something that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
And now that there's like this report release, it's kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. And yeah, so I don't know. Do you have anything else to share?
Yeah, but the comment there,
Uh-huh.
you are the first time I heard this report. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was very excited this whole week. I was like, oh, the report is coming out, finally some answers. But deep down, I knew that it was going to be like this. So, yeah.
Security issue. Oh wow.
That's interesting. Yeah. And then it's
I mean, it
true.
makes sense.
Yeah. There could be a lot that comes with it. So,
Yeah.
and also, I mean, this is just the unclassified report. I mean, what about the classified report?
Yeah.
How long is that? What did they say? So, I'm pretty sure that they don't want to freak people out and they don't want to like put too much out there where
Mm-hmm.
where
Where
they're gonna
it's
like scare everybody. hmm
Yeah, I feel
So
like that would be intense, huh?
I think it would definitely be
Mm-hmm.
intense.
Wow, that's interesting.
Really? So in Hawaii, you guys get a lot of sightings? That's crazy. I mean, I think we've only had like one encounter. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
well, we've seen other things in the sky, but I
there's
never to the point where we can say, "Oh, that's a UFO for sure."
yeah. Yeah, we just, we saw something that we couldn't explain.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's pretty much right the only time. But I mean, I feel like there's other places that are kind of hot spots where there is a lot of action going on, right?
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, so I mean, under notice said that they have video of it. I mean, hey, if you want to share it, we do
Yeah,
have a
that would be
Facebook
cool.
page. You can share it there if you want. It's a casual conversation with GNA on Facebook. So if you want to share some of your interesting videos. But yeah, I think that's all on the report.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys have any other questions or thoughts, let us know. You can also just comment or visit us on our Facebook page. And yeah.
Yeah, that wraps it up.
Yeah, and if you guys have any other information you would like us to talk about, let us know. Send us a message and we can do that. So
Yeah, or your thoughts as
yeah,
well.
or your
That'd be
thoughts
great.
on what's going on
Mhm.
and what you guys think is going to come forward with that. So there you go.
Yeah. And thank
Happy
you.
Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Let me see.